Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're getting into a source that honestly totally demystifies managing your money. It's called budgeting for real life, a step-by-step system. Now I know, budgeting usually feels like this exhausting chore, right, or just a massive guilt trip. But this breakdown is going to show us how it's actually your absolute best tool for financial freedom. So let's just dive right in and figure out exactly how to take back control of our cash.
So, have you ever caught yourself wondering, where on earth did all my money go? Look, it's a completely universal pain point. You get paid, and for a few glorious days, you're literally on top of the world. But then, blink, and you're staring at your balance, just scratching your head, trying to figure out how it vanished so fast.
We all know that exact emotional roller coaster. You've got that temporary, euphoric high of payday. Bills are getting paid, you're finally treating yourself, maybe grabbing those shoes you've been eyeing or ordering out for a nice dinner. But flash forward just 1 week and boom, it's the incredibly stressful reality of a completely depleted bank account. And the source points out something really crucial here. This doesn't necessarily happen because you aren't making enough money. It happens simply because there was no actual plan in place.
To fix that, here's our game plan for today's explainer. We'll cover 1. The true purpose of budgeting, 2. Facing your financial reality, 3. Building your first budget, 4. Saving and managing expenses, and 5. Planning for long-term success.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the true purpose of budgeting. So our source drops a pretty surprising truth right out of the gate. Your income alone is rarely the real issue when you're struggling with money. It all comes down to this sneaky little thing called lifestyle inflation. Imagine a guy named John. John starts out making 100,000 Naira a month. Awesome. Then he gets this big promotion and doubles his income to 200,000 Naira. You'd think he's going to start banking a ton of that extra cash, right? Well, instead, he gets the newest phone, moves into a pricier apartment, and starts eating out way more. Cut to a year later, he's earning twice as much, but he still has absolutely zero savings. His lifestyle simply grew way faster than his financial security. And that, in a nutshell, is lifestyle inflation. And look, this naturally brings up those classic excuses we all use to dodge budgeting. You know the ones, I don't earn enough, or my expenses are way too complicated, or my personal favorite, I'm just really not good at math. Let's just debunk all of that right now. Budgeting is not some crazy advanced calculus meant only for millionaires and accountants. It's literally just decision-making. It's a behavioral habit, not a math test. There's this fantastic quote from the text that totally flips the script. Budgeting is about intentionality. Seriously, it's not about restriction or making yourself miserable. It's simply about telling your money exactly where to go instead of looking back and wondering where it went. When you give every single unit of your money a specific job to do, you're not limiting yourself. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. You are creating true freedom.
Moving right along to Section 2, Facing Your Financial Reality.
Listen, you absolutely cannot get to a financial destination if you aren't brutally honest about your starting point. So here are 3 vital steps to face that reality head on. Step 1. Calculate your income. And I mean every single source. Your 9 to 5, that weekend side hustle, all of it. Step 2. List your expenses. Honesty is key here, guys, because we all chronically underestimate what we spend. Write down the rent, the groceries, the data plans, the whole shebang. Step 3. Determine your financial position. Just subtract those expenses from your income. Whatever number is left over, that's your ammo. That is exactly what you have to deploy for saving, investing, or crushing debt.
To put this into perspective, let's look at how this plays out in real life. Say you're spending 1,000 Naira a day on just casual snacks. In the moment, doesn't feel like a big deal. It's just a quick bite. But over a month, that adds up to 30,000 Naira. If you just become aware of that and tweak that daily habit down to, say, 400 Naira, boom, you've instantly freed up 18,000 Naira in monthly savings. Over a year, that one tiny little adjustment saves you over 200,000 Naira. Tracking your spending is just brilliant at exposing these hidden money leaks.
Okay, Section 3, Building Your First Budget.
Now that we've patched up those leaks, we need a sustainable game plan. If budgeting is totally new to you, the 50-30-20 rule is an absolute game changer. It is brilliantly simple. You allocate 50% of your income to your needs, 30% to your wants, and 20% directly into savings and investments. By slicing up your money into these 3 buckets, you make sure your basic survival is totally covered, you still have cash for actually enjoying life, and your future goals are constantly getting funded.
But to make that framework actually hold up, we kind of need to get real about what a need is versus a want. A need is literally essential for survival. Think housing, groceries, basic transportation, healthcare.
A want? That just improves your comfort or convenience. We're talking premium streaming subscriptions, designer clothes, dining out. And hey, you absolutely need both in your life. The goal isn't to never have fun, it's just to stop those impulse desires, the wants, from cannibalizing the cash you literally need for the essentials.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, Saving and Managing Expenses.
This part is all about the behavioral mind games, how to stay on track without feeling completely deprived. Because let's face it, impulse spending is basically public enemy number one for financial success. One of the absolute best tactics we found in the source to fight this is the 24-hour rule. The idea is wonderfully simple. Before you buy anything non-essential, literally force yourself to wait a full 24 hours. Ask yourself, do I actually need this, or will I even care about it tomorrow? Honestly, in most cases, that burning emotional urge to buy just totally evaporates after a day of waiting.
We can supercharge that with another massive mindset shift. Pay yourself first. You see, most people spend their paycheck and then just cross their fingers and try to save whatever happens to be left over. But successful savers, they do the exact opposite. They save first. They move money straight into an emergency fund, aiming for a solid 3 to 6 months of living expenses, and then they spend whatever is left over. If you automate that whole process, you literally remove the temptation to spend it.
All right, bringing it home with Section 5, Planning for Long-Term Success.
To actually make all of this last, we've got to adapt these systems for the real world. Like, what if you have an irregular income? Say you're a freelancer or a gig worker. Month 1, you might pull in 150,000 Naira. But month 3, it spikes to 300,000. How on earth do you budget for that? Well, the source has a great rule of thumb. Build your baseline budget around your lowest reliable income. In this case, that's 150,000. Then when you hit those awesome high-earning months, don't just instantly upgrade your lifestyle. Take that excess and save or invest it. That creates a huge, solid buffer for the slow months that are inevitably going to come.
We also live in a digital economy, so we've got incredible tools right in our pockets. You should 100% be using digital banking apps to automate your savings and track your spending. But, and this is a big but, the text gives a very firm warning about Web3 and crypto. You have to manage your risks carefully here. Absolutely never, under any circumstances, take money you need for rent, food, or school fees and dump it into volatile assets. Treat technology as a tool to help build your goals, not a lottery ticket.
And to finally reach that ultimate goal of financial independence, we have to set smart goals. You can't just throw out a vague wish like, hey, I want more money. That doesn't give you any direction. You need to make it specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So instead of I want more money, your SMART goal becomes I will save 300,000 Naira within 12 months. Now that is actionable. That's a concrete target you can actually build a budget around.
Let's wrap up with this incredibly powerful thought from the source material. Financial freedom is built through thousands of small decisions. What decision will you make today? Wealth isn't built overnight, guys, and honestly, it's rarely about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the most consistent. Generational wealth comes from small, daily disciplines. It's tracking that quick snack. It's waiting 24 hours to buy those shoes. It's paying yourself first. So after running through this explainer together, what small, powerful decision are you going to make today?